You see how much of a delay that was? The upper control arms are the same, the lower control arms are the same, the spindles are the same. Like, honestly, I should have just bought a Trail Boss. Paint chipping off the hood, shitty halogen bulbs, a hybrid sounding exhaust, a super slow and buggy infotainment system, having to pay a monthly fee for certain features, tiny wheels and tires, and a whole lot more that Chevy's hiding about the Silverado ZR2. Let's get something straight. I absolutely love this truck, but it's not everything GM claims that it is.
Make way for the first ever Chevy Silverado ZR2.
You'll see on GM's ads, which seem to be running a lot now for the new ZR2, how it's, you know, rugged and off-road capable and all this and all that.
Multimatic shocks, rugged 33-inch tires, and front and rear electronic locking differentials.
But there's a lot that they're not telling you. I'm going to explain all of that today. They're certainly not going to talk about the city and highway mile per gallon on, you know, their ads, because it's absolutely horrendous. 14 city, 17 highway. So you can find that, of course, it's on the window sticker, but what they're not going to tell you that it's significantly worse than that. Take a look at this number right there. That is my average fuel economy for the last 25 miles, I think. Now let's look at overall. Overall 13.6. That's certainly less than 14 city, 17 highway. And I haven't just driven this thing around in the city. It's been pretty equal city and highway. So the Silverado ZR2 gas mileage is just stupid bad. It's like TRX bad, but with 300 less horsepower. I'm not going to tell you that the truck comes with incandescent or halogen bulbs in the taillights or the license plate bulbs. Now, of course, in my truck, I have replaced them all with LED in the license plate, the reverse lights, etc. For a $73,000 truck, that's totally unacceptable. And while we're back here at the rear, GM's going to tell you that the truck comes with a 6.2 V8 and a 10-speed automatic, and it's this and that, and it seems to be a good combo, but they're not going to tell you that the stock exhaust is as quiet as a regular 5.3 Chevy Tahoe or Suburban or Silverado. Super quiet. And there's absolutely nothing special about it other than the fact that it sits up higher in the bumper and there's no bumper cutout, so you get more off-road clearance. Also something that I fixed with a $100 muffler delete. However, I do have an actual exhaust on the way. You'll see that in a few weeks. Now, in addition, for Chevy's off-road truck, they're also not going to tell you that the rear shocks have the same issues that plagued the Colorado ZR2. They hang super low. They are just as low as the pumpkin on the diff, so essentially they are the lowest point of the truck and one of the first things that you're going to bash when you're off-roading. Now, does the ZR2 come with some kind of skid plate or protector for them? No. To GM's credit, they can brag up this interior because it is so much nicer than it used to be. I would say it's top of the class now, or, you know, tied for top of the class with the other two. However, they're hiding some dirty secrets with this interior. You see this screen over here? I was just going to brag about this thing, how it has wireless Apple CarPlay, and it's amazing, and now, of course, it's not working. Stand by, maybe I need to freaking turn it off, turn it back on, do something. I don't know. It says it's connected to my phone. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's go to your CarPlay. Let's go here. Wireless CarPlay. It's awesome, right? All right, so we're playing a song, right? You see that delay? You see how much of a delay that was? I shouldn't have to wait near 3 seconds for this to work. So here we are again. Ready? Next song. It'll show up, but then it takes a while for it to actually play. Now when you start scrolling over here, just things start getting slow and buggy. Here's another good one. See this nice little Google Assistant button? GM will tout over and over, oh, it's Google integration. It's all this, it's run by Google. Check this out.
To do that, you'll need a data plan from your vehicle manufacturer.
You need a data plan to be able to run that. And not only that, did you hear how slow that was? Let's check this again. I'll turn the volume up.
To do that, you'll need a data plan from your vehicle manufacturer.
Look at how incredibly slow that was. There's no reason why 2022 should be that slow. That's ridiculous. And now, half the features are gone because I don't have a data plan. So what else is missing is over here used to be a map. So you could have your music here and your map here, right? So now you can see that there's music and you have CarPlay. Technically you could use the map with CarPlay, but over here used to be a map. I would run that and then have CarPlay here and everything is nice and big. Well, since the data plan expired, the maps are gone. I'll click here on the map. Some map features don't work without a data plan. Learn more. Not the end of the world. I have CarPlay. I use that all the time, or Android Auto, either one. Highly annoying that you have to pay for this kind of stuff on a $73,000 truck. Google Play doesn't work. To do that, you need a data plan. It's just ridiculous. And let me show you another thing that you lose that's pretty annoying when you don't have a data plan. So you see that right there. That is the speed limit sign. That is now blank 100% of the time, no matter where you are, because I don't have a data plan. Also, you see the heads-up display? Same thing. Same blank screen there for the speed limit sign. That will always be blank unless you have a data plan. Just absolutely absurd. So if you have maps up here on the heads-up display, it only works if you use Google Maps via the truck's data plan. It will not load your directions via CarPlay or Android Auto. And you won't find anyone at GM telling you this until you've bought the truck and now you're committed. They'll say, oh, just, spend 10 bucks or whatever it is a month on the data plan. I don't even know what it is. I'm not spending extra money. This truck is already ridiculously expensive. So the whole data plan thing is extremely frustrating. Now, thankfully, this hasn't happened to my truck, but there are numerous owners that I'm seeing on the Facebook groups that are having an issue with their door panels. Well, basically this part up here, you see how it's kind of squishy? It's being smushed down in and then just staying like that, so staying deformed. Now, I haven't had that issue yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if I get it. Also, in terms of the inside, I still don't have rear parking assist and I still don't have a heated steering wheel. So it is now June, almost July of 2022, and they're estimating Q4 of this year I'll get that. I bet you I'll go through the whole winter without having a heated steering wheel. But they gave me a credit for it, $40 or $50 credit for not having a heated steering wheel at the time. Again, GM will never tell you that on any of their commercials.
Find new workspaces, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Oh, it has a heated steering wheel, but you'll get it at an undetermined time. And with all this stuff being said, we haven't even gotten into the whole lifter issue. Granted, again, this truck has 700 miles. Hopefully I don't have that issue for a long, long time, but it could rear its ugly head at any point. And if the lifters fail in this truck and they need replaced, I couldn't even tell you how long that's going to take to get replacements with how everything is in the world right now. GM will never tell you about that in their commercials, though. GM's also not going to tell you that the truck, the ZR2, doesn't even come with rock sliders. They're not going to tell you that those things right there cost $1,150. It should be standard on a $73,000 truck. Plus, the price of this truck keeps going up. Now, it's not really GM's fault, it's thanks to inflation. But still, the price keeps going up and the features are going down. And thankfully, I haven't had this issue yet, but a lot of guys are having paint chipping off the hood where that black cowl is attached. And this is actually a common problem on the Colorado ZR2s as well. I guess GM couldn't figure out how to fix it in the last 7 years. So guys are reporting like down here it's chipping off, up at the top it's chipping off, obviously over here. Thankfully I haven't had that issue yet, but the truck only has 700 miles, so that could change as the thing wiggles and wobbles around. Hopefully not though. And I've said this before in a couple other videos, this thing is basically an overpriced Trail Boss. I mean, it sits at the same ride height as a Trail Boss. It has essentially the same size wheels and tires on it as a Trail Boss, same engine, same transmission. The interior is the same other than some colors. And you know, you get the slightly different front end. You get way worse fuel economy. You get a couple more skid plates, but not nearly enough. You get some, in my opinion, overpriced DSSV shocks that I don't know. I mean, the truck rides nice, sure, but it's a brand new truck. Brand new Trail Boss probably rides nice too. The upper control arms are the same, the lower control arms are the same, the spindles are the same. Like, look up the part numbers. I've looked up the part numbers for a couple things, and it's the same thing as a Trail Boss. So what was the point? What was the point of me buying this ZR2? I really don't know, guys. It has the lockers front and rear, I know. But honestly, other than the lockers, I would skip the ZR2 and just save some money. Get a Trail Boss. You can still get the 6.2 in a Trail Boss. You can still get it fully loaded with all the cameras and all the leather and the heated and cooled seats and the heated steering wheel that doesn't work. You can still get all that in a Trail Boss, so you might as well just do it, especially if you're like me and you're going to modify it. Like, I'm probably going to rip half the suspension off this thing anyway to upgrade it to something proper that would actually compete with a Raptor or TRX. I'm ranting a little bit. Another feature that this truck has that I really like is the intelligent high beams, the automatic, I think they call them IntelliBeam high beams, which is on the end of the stock right here. So you click that in and it turns them on. They do work well, I'll say that, but what GM is hiding about it, and is absolutely, it makes no sense why they can't do that, is this. So you have your fog light button way down here, right? You turn the fog light on, you see that come on the dash. There's your indicator that your fog lights are on, off, right? Guess what you can't do when the fog lights are on? Automatic high beams. Yes, as much sense as that makes, I get it. You can't have your high beams on with your fog lights in Pennsylvania, and I'd assume most states. But why can't it just toggle back and forth? If you have your intelligent high beams on, when they're not on, the fog lights can be on, and when your high beams come on, the fog lights turn off. You can't have both. Makes no sense. Maybe there could be an over-the-air update or something for that, but that is just, it boggles my mind. Now, if you guys with, I think 21, maybe even 22 Trail Bosses, there's a startup sequence, right, in the cluster and the infotainment display saying, oh, you have a Trail Boss, right? So you think, oh, there'll be a cool one for the ZR2. Well, you'd be mistaken. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It basically just says Chevrolet. I mean, it's not bad, it is what it is, but the fact that you can get a Trail Boss, which is significantly cheaper than this truck, and it has a light-up display, gauge cluster, everything that says that you have a Trail Boss, but you spend more money and get a ZR2 and it just says Chevrolet. Nice. Now again, a lot of these issues haven't plagued me, but there are issues out there where the guy's front cameras aren't working, and they've had them replaced by a dealer, and then they still don't work. And the front camera dictates a couple other things like your pedestrian braking, your automatic stopping, your automatic cruise control that adjusts your speed. It dictates a lot of that stuff. So that's another feature that you don't have because of parts that are broken, and then you can't get access to these parts because they're back ordered and all that, and just more stuff that Chevy is not going to tell you about the ZR2 until you own one. So again, guys, don't get me mistaken. I love this truck. Definitely a huge improvement over the last gen Silverado. It's just disappointing from a ZR2 enthusiast owner's perspective. I've had an S10 ZR2, had a Colorado ZR2 diesel. I have this truck, and now that I've had it, honestly, I should have just bought a Trail Boss. That's my honest opinion. Take it for what it is. I don't want to persuade you guys from buying one of these trucks because they are great trucks. They just fell a couple of miles short on this truck.